hatchlings, welcome back to the Hooked Dragon, and if you're new here, hello, hello, I'm Krista. I talk about amigurumi plushies, yarn, safety eyes, markets, and everything in between. So, my craft room is an absolute disaster right now. I didn't know how much time I really spend in here just tidying things up late at night, getting things priced, and also I added a lot of mess to this room because I took a lot of things out of the living room that I use for making plushies. And so now that's all in here, but I wanted it to be a little bit cleaner and have a little bit more room out there. It was honestly an eyesore. And I also have yarn to go through and put away. I have not priced and tagged my items from my video last Friday. I haven't even put away the stuff even though it's priced and tagged. It's just not bagged from my video last Tuesday and last Friday. And I just have a ton of stuff in here that needs to be put away and organized. So I might be a little distracted because mess does that to me, and it is very messy in here right now, but I'm going to try my best. So I still managed to get 11 things made, even with family here, which has been so amazing, and I'm just so happy that they're here. I can't wait to spend so much more time with them and having like dinners and things together. It's been a blast. But it definitely has affected my craft room. Give and take. So distracted right now. But let's go ahead and dive into what I got made. I did make 8 stress balls just because they're mindless and quick, and I just freehand them. Some of these skeins I was able to completely finish off, like the light pink, which I don't remember if it's dusty rose or mauve or something like that. And then I had some mint, and then a little bit of blue. I finished off the last of this, which I think I called chocolate last time, but I think it's espresso. So 8 of those. They do need eyes still, and to be entered in the inventory. I still haven't updated my Excel since my last market, I believe, or at least none of my new makes, which is crazy. I also made another Eclectic Scribbles little mini dragon. I absolutely love these. I haven't sold a single one of these this year, but I think I only brought them to one market since she came out with this pattern for Patreon, which I believe might be out now too on her shop and maybe her Etsy. I really like this. It's my favorite dragon for a car swing, even though it wasn't designed to be for a car swing. I still need to work this up in a bigger size yarn, and maybe I'll call them pocket dragons. And then I'll also be able to compare sizes. But I absolutely love this pattern. It is so quick. It is so easy. And, you know, yeah. The next thing that I worked on was another mini Darth the Dragon from Snuggle Beans Crochet. I wanted to retime it because I felt like there had to be something wrong if it was 2 hours and 12 minutes. And I do believe I must have left my timer running, or maybe I just had too many interruptions, because I did make another one. And it was, let me just look really quick, but I think it was 1 hour and 42 minutes. Let's see. Yeah, 1 hour, 42 minutes, 45 seconds. So that's quite a difference. I still think I would make this in a bigger yarn in the future once I'm all the way through my Parfait Chunky and I can do whatever I want. Because I won't be using Parfait Chunky anymore, use whatever yarn I want. I did use 3D printed horns again, and I also changed the eyes to a 20 millimeter, and I think they look a lot better. A lot better. I was able to place the horns more appropriately because I didn't have those big eyes in the way. And I know that she has used surface crochet really if you're not using 3D printed horns, so it probably might look better with the 25s or the 30s. I don't know though, they're really big. I used 25s before and they were huge on the head. And I know that big eyes are cute and all, but sometimes it just looks better with a smaller eye. I mean, these aren't teeny tiny compared to the size of the plushie, which is very small, worked up in Parfait Chunky. So I was happy to see that it did take less time, and I think in a bigger yarn it would be perfect. Absolutely love how she works up the tail. And I did use hand painted, I already said that, but Micah 20 millimeter safety eyes. So that was good. This is going to be a really short video. We're onto the last make. And this is a wearable dragon. It's pretty long. It took a lot of time. This is not market friendly. This is not something that I would make this is not something I would make several of to sell at a market. And I really think that if you make these, you might be holding on to them for a while if you don't do bigger events or festivals. Because for me, I'm going to have over a $200 price tag on this. The way that it's worked up, you do, as you're working up the tail, you do put the wire in there somewhere along here, and then you have wire sticking up. And I did curl it in so that I wouldn't poke an eye out. But you know, like you're working like this in the round, and there's this wire flapping around. So that was a little bit of a pain. I did change several things on this pattern. I changed the wings, because the way that the pattern has you do the wings, you end up with 2 wires sticking through, and then you're supposed to connect them and clip them off inside of the dragon, and I just felt like that was an added safety hazard I didn't want to deal with. I also connected the wires differently. I have wire tools, so it's all bent in. I wouldn't worry about any sharp edges anywhere getting cut the way that I worked it up. And I did curl on the inside and all of that. There's tape on the inside and things like that. I also changed the nose, the nostrils, because the way that she has you work them up, mind you, it is written for acrylic. I used Parfait Chunky. But the way that she has you work them up, you would definitely have gaps and be able to see the polyfill. So instead I ignored that and I did 3 DC bobbles. So I also used a bigger eye because, again, I used plush hand-painted safety eyes with like a golden mica powder. One cool thing about this is you do crochet in the like frills and the antlers, horns. I keep saying antlers, horns. I did the tail differently too. She wants you to use acrylic and like brush it out, make it fluffy. Because I'm using Parfait Chunky and I didn't have a brown in acrylic that would match the brown that I used for the wings, I did Snuggle Beans Crochet's mini Darth style dragon design, but different to make it a little bigger. You do need to make sure that you have a thick wire. I had some wire that I tried at first and it just would not hold the shape even though it was a pretty good wire. I ended up getting bonsai wire like it recommended, 2.5 millimeter. So yeah, this is pretty sturdy. It's not going anywhere when you have it wrapped on. It's gonna stay there. It's not going anywhere. It is very cool. I really like it. I do have another wearable dragon pattern that I got. This pattern can be found on Etsy and it'll be linked in the description. The other pattern that I'll be making, we'll get to that, but they don't have an Etsy, so I'll have to link their website. And I think it'll just be a lot better pattern for making for me to have at my GeekedCon as well as the Renaissance Festival. I mean, not Renaissance Festival, Viking Festival. So these are really cool. I absolutely love these wings so much. I am still messing with the wings a little bit because I did do them differently. I am noticing that they're not wanting to hold as well as if I probably did put the wire through there, but I was just worried about really sharp edges. I mean, they're okay, but probably have to tweak them a little bit. And I'm also not quite sure I'm going to sell this just because it took a lot of time and it does look really cool. I don't know. We'll see. I might bring it to GeekedCon and the Viking Festival, and then if it doesn't sell, it's going to be a wearable for me. Which, speaking of which, I did order some stuff for the Viking Festival and for GeekedCon for me to wear. Because I'm the Hooked Dragon, I thought it'd be kind of fun to cosplay as a dragon a little bit. Not like full on wearing like a Barney the Dinosaur dragon style suit, but I did get some 3D printed horns. I'm thinking about crocheting a matching colored tail, and then I'll just wear my corset and my leggings and then keep that whole color theme going. So it's kind of like I am a dragon, which will be fun. Fits my store vibes, my shop vibes, my business vibes. So This is the last thing that I made. It took a really long time. It was a pain in the tush to work up, but I am excited about the next Viking wear. Or why can't I talk today? I am excited about the next dragon wearable that I'll be making, and then I am probably going to switch over to some hats, cloaks, and things like that too. I keep saying that, and then I just feel like making plushies. So, well, that is pretty much all that I have for you though. I mean, that is all the makes. It was 11 makes. I have so much to do in here. It is overwhelming. I don't know. It's crazy. What have I done to myself? So, yeah, other than that, no real updates. I keep checking those 3 events, hoping that they post soon. I probably checked like 4 or 5 times today. Nothing. I do remember that last year, I'm pretty sure that it was in June, like that first week of June, that those did pop up. So I am a little early on it, but I really don't want to miss those events. That's pretty much all that I've been doing. Hang out with family, watching those events, and then crocheting when I can, and letting my dragon den just fall into disarray. So if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you so very much. And until the next time, stay hooked.